Hello everyone, welcome back to Space for Edit. I am super excited about today's video, like I am about any video really that I deliver. It's just because I absolutely love sharing everyone else's stories. And today I've got two very special ladies, very local to me as well, from Manchester, from a company called Nelson and Long. Alicia and Jess, absolute match made in heaven. I enjoyed every single second of this chat. I know Alicia from way back. We go way back to the days when we were slaving away on our unpaid internship together, and we just had laughs all day long, and I just loved Alicia straight from the minute that we met. So it was a no-brainer for me to contact her and ask her to join these series. But then it turned out that she has actually started her own company with a colleague that she has been working with for quite a few years already. And I thought, right, this is it. This is perfect. As you will see, these girls are made for each other. Absolutely love the energy, the positivity, the lessons learned that come out of it. So I hope you find this video kind of motivating, and if you've got any questions and what ifs maybe floating about, then this will be the video that will kind of assure you to go for whatever you are planning to do. So without further ado, here is the video, here's the chat. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. You can also find all the socials, all the website links in the description box. And of course, if you don't want to miss any other similar videos like this, make sure you click the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, because then you'll get notified whenever a new video comes out. And to be honest, these days it's hard to tell when a new video will come out, but when it does, you don't want to miss it. Okay, on to the video. Well, let's talk design, shall we?
Okay. Maybe. What am I here for?
First of all, so amazing that I've got both of you. I was just kind of putting it out there first. I was saying to Alicia, let me just know if your partner wants to come in and join us and you know, express her story as well. That would be amazing. But obviously you live separately, so that was kind of put on the shelf. And now she's like, well, do you want both of us?
Yeah, good time. Jess thought that I actually stitched her up, didn't you, Jen?
Yeah, I did.
She was like, oh my god, he stitched me. I was like, no, I haven't. Like, it just happened to fall on the day that you're going to come and see me that I'm doing this. So, anyhow.
It's nothing scary. It's honestly just a friendly chat. And this episode probably is going to be aired around end of July, maybe beginning of August even. Kind of want to slowly start to bring it back in as just a little feature on showing how you can become an interior designer in many different ways. And I think people need to know that, because people always think I need to go to uni and I need to do this and that. But actually there's so many different ways how to do it. You can go to uni, I've done it, and that's the classic standard way, but other people do a different way. And just sharing our stories. So let's start with, by the way, you guys figure it out, who talks, who doesn't. That's absolutely fine.
Okay.
If you could just briefly introduce your company now, what kind of projects you do, where you're based, and just like a little brief intro of the company.
Okay, great. So, do you want me to take it away? Yeah. So, I'm Alicia Nelson, and this is Jessica Long, and we are Nelson and Long, and we are interior designers from Manchester-ish, and we do commercial interior design projects, so predominantly student accommodation, but we've done like a little bit of residential, but mainly commercial interiors that we do.
Right from the beginning of the project, and we'll see it right through to the end of the project, and we do installs, project management, the whole lot.
So right from the concept to actually being on site, putting things in place, bossing people around.
Oh yeah, we love that bit, don't we? Not. That's probably our least favourite bit. But we
really?
do
You don't? You don't like being on site?
I don't love it so much. It depends on like, who you're dealing with and things.
Yeah.
I think it depends on who the contractors are and things like that. And, you know,
All to do with the people.
Yeah, and first and foremost, we are designers, and that's what we got taught to do. At uni, we weren't taught to, you know, do project management or, you know, be like contracts or anything. So obviously you have to learn that on the job, and it's fine, and we do enjoy it, but we are designers, aren't we? So we obviously love to design a bit, a little bit more. Again,
the one doesn't really come without the other, doesn't it? Especially now working for yourselves, it's you just have to be a whole kind of a.
I think it's funny though how, like I said before, they don't actually teach you that at uni, or there's nothing about that. It's like you literally just chucked in the deep end. Depending on what company you go to, like where we worked at first, you know, we got chucked in the deep end a little bit, but there'll be other companies that kind of ease you in. But maybe it's better to get chucked in at the deep end, even though it's scary.
Yeah, you just learn as you go along. You learn how to manage those projects and the best way to do it, and you find your own systems. And I think we're really grateful for where we worked before, because it's allowed us to work it out ourselves. So now we've got all those kind of processes in place, and we know how to run a project right from the start to the end with confidence. And maybe we wouldn't have had that confidence had we not have been in that situation.
100%.
Yeah, we've just had to get on with it. So you do.
You just have to. It's almost like just throw the baby in the water, let them figure it out, and they come out like Olympic swimming.
You just have to adapt, don't you? Because if you don't, like you said, if you don't swim, you'll sink.
There we go. Boom, dropping the mic on the analogy today.
But it's such a great feeling when you have seen a project right from the start, and you've been involved from the very beginning, and then you see it right through to the end. And then you go to site and you put all those finishing touches out, and then, you know, take photos and you see what you've achieved, and you just think, wow, it's amazing, you know. And we've done a lot of projects, just the two of us together, and it's you know, such a great sense of achievement.
100%. But then there'll be other projects where we don't actually go to site and we just do the interior design. And then we actually never sit through the schemes, do we? And it's so weird. There's been years and years of doing designs, and we just don't go and see them. It's just like on to the next project. Well,
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? I always find that once you get to finish a job and, you know, go to site and see it and kind of walk around, do some snagging and whatnot, it's kind of like the cherry on top. It's like a finishing. Like, okay, I can move on from this relationship onto the
Exactly.
And how long have you been working together?
Oh God, so it's been like 4 years. Obviously not just at our company. The company we previously worked for, we worked there for like 4 years, and then since
so I was there before Alicia, and then she joined the company. So it was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
And then from there, we've kind of just, in the last few months, obviously because of everything that's going on as well, just set out on our own. Like, it's a bit of a tricky time to be doing a business, starting out, but at the same time, I think it's a really good time.
Yeah, it's something that the situation has put us in a different situation, which we've been able to grow in. So I think we've really achieved loads in this time that we've been kind of in this bizarre, you know, time. So we've had a chance to put all our things in place, got our website together, set up the business. So it's been really good.
I think someone mentioned this and made a similarity with the financial crisis. Was it back in 2008-9? You know, when it all went like downhill as well. And actually there were so many entrepreneurs who started their businesses then, and they are the strongest businesses at the moment because they've gone through all of that, and they haven't had any help or any like comfort really around them. They had to grow on it. They had to work and just fight for their lives in the industry.
Literally, because it's been like what we had now, like 10, 11 weeks of obviously we're coming back into normality now, but me and Jess throughout those weeks we were sat here watching TV because we didn't have jobs, did we, essentially? So we have been pretty much grafting throughout that time, setting up our own thing. Whereas a lot of people that have obviously got jobs, fair enough, are going to take this time to kind of relax and, you know, regroup and things. But we've just gone the other way. Because we had to. Yeah, we had to have that.
I think you never stop when you got your own business or you're doing some kind of own thing. You never stop really, and if you do, then that's not really your heart's calling.
No, I agree.
So so that's you in kind of a little nutshell. Now, how did you become interior designers? When did you start? Did you go to school? Did you learn it yourself? And how did you progress up to like the point where you are now? Don't know if you want to like start one or the other, but go for it.
We're both totally different, aren't we? Like both, quite varied stories. So I've just gone down the normal route of going to like college. But first I actually went to college and did fashion. And then I didn't actually like fashion, so I swapped over to do 3D design. And then from there, went to university and did interior design. And then after that, obviously got a job, an internship. And then,
that's where we met!
Got an internship and then obviously got employed by that company. And then after that, applied for a job where Jess worked and worked there. So mine's been quite bog standard, I'd say. It's not been that exciting. It's just probably the normal route you'd probably take to get to be an interior designer. Yeah. But even though it's the normal route, it's not that easy because obviously like a lot of jobs you probably can just go to uni and get a job straight out of it paid. But with interior design, you might have to do internships and, you know, go out, put yourself out there for people to see, to get to where you want to be. And at that time, I might have been like, oh God, I don't really want to do this. I don't know how long I'm not going to get paid for. But every opportunity that I've been given, even if I've not enjoyed them the most, I'm grateful that I've been given that opportunity because I wouldn't be where I am now without that opportunity. So I definitely tell people to like do internships and get yourself out there, and because it'll all work out. Do you know what I mean? You might be there for 3 months and it'll go like that. So just do it. Do what you can do.
How long did it take you then, since you finished uni, and then how long were you the internship and the next job and the next job?
So internship, God, what was it, like 3 months? And then I think it's 3 months, and then I probably worked there for an additional 6 months. And then I applied for a job at the company that Jess worked at, and then I stayed there for like 4 years, near enough. So it's just been 2 different places that I've worked. But all good in the hood.
Was it ever, you know, in the other company where you worked for 4 years, was it ever a point where you thought, you know what, I want to try something different, or this is not really feeling right, or was it like the right match for you?
Do you mean the company after the 4 year company?
Yeah. No. The 4 year with Jess.
Oh God, so there was quite a few designers when I first started working there, and what we had there with everyone is just a great relationship. We were literally like family, and that's a big thing. Like I think maybe I could have developed more in a different role, but I just loved the people. Like literally, we're best friends. Like Jess to me is she's my family. Do you know what I mean? And there's other people in that company who I still speak to regularly, and we just had so much fun.
It was just one of those situations where just the right people came together at the right time, and it was such a small team. There was only 5 of us.
Yeah.
But it was the best time. So going to work was just a joy.
Exactly.
It was just fun, and we did loads of really great projects, but just enjoyed ourselves so much. So it was just one of those situations, wasn't it? So I can understand why you stayed.
Yeah, 100%. But maybe for like personal growth, could have maybe have gone to another company to develop my skill set, but I just had the best time, and that's an important part of your life, isn't it? If you wake up every morning and you dread going to work, but you develop it, then you know you've got to try and match it up. And we just, I mean, we laugh so much now, like we literally have tears streaming down our face. We just got on so well. And I wouldn't give that up to develop a little bit further, I think, because we just had the best times. Yeah. And I just did personal development in my own time. Do you know what I mean? When I got home, I'd do things, work on my own skill set. So, no, it was great times.
Yeah,
But you learned so much from that job in terms of the project management side.
Yeah, definitely.
So much, and just excelled in that part of the job.
Yeah.
it is the team that just makes such a massive difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Such a great difference. And because they become, like you said, they become your family. You are there, you are in work most of your life, really. So it's so important, isn't it? And how
Even more than your own
Jess?
family.
How about me? How did I start? Well, so yeah, mine's a slightly different route into interior design. So I went to college as a mature student when I lived in Sheffield to study interior design, and I did a 2-year course. But from that, decided that I really liked the actual practical side of it. So we did lots of making and, you know, construction things and all that kind of thing. And I really enjoyed the physical part of it. So then I went to uni and I specialised in ceramics and textiles when I was at uni.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't carry on with the interior design, but it's always something that I really enjoyed doing. So yeah, then when I finished my degree, I did some work for a company that supplied Marks and Spencer's for greetings cards. So I freelanced for about 10 years maybe, but pretty much they were my regular clients. So I used to do greetings cards, cuddly toys, stationery, crackers, Christmas things, all sorts. I had a little studio at home and just really loved kind of that part of being creative. And then when the financial crash in 2008 happened, that work kind of came to an end because they weren't giving work out to freelancers, they were just giving it to the people that were employed. Yeah. So I was in a situation where I'd just had my first child and had got no work on. And it was like, oh gosh, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. And funnily enough, bumped into somebody that I used to work for when I was a student, when I was a waitress, who'd started up a business, and then started working for them. And their business was student accommodation FF&E providers. They didn't really, as such, have an interior design side to the business, but they liked the idea of being able to make student accommodation more design-led. And this was, 10 years ago. So back then, it was much more basic. So student accommodation has progressed massively in those 10 years that I've been working in that sector, from being really standard, nasty beach effect, cupboards, wardrobes, bedroom furniture, to being like boutique hotels now with social spaces and amenity spaces, like living in a hotel. So it's just been really enjoyable, that seeing it right from the start, to where we are now with student accommodation. And yeah, so that was my job really, just to start trying to put some design ideas into the projects that they were doing. And then from that, I just built up a little design team. Well, we just kind of grew. It was just a really organic kind of development really. I got a friend in to work on the projects, and then we got some more people in, and Alicia came in, and then before we knew it, we had like a design team, and we were all grown up.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how I got into it.
Wow, that's amazing. So how did you find like the technology, the software side of things? Because obviously you were not trained in university to pick up any of those bits, but you just were kind of just again thrown in the deep end with it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, even now my software skills aren't nearly as good as Alicia's software skills.
Oh, she's killing it. I remember her drawing. I was like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, she's amazing. So I think when I said the design side of the job grew organically, it was realizing that wasn't my strength at all. I'm not that good at doing that kind of side of the business, so I need to find somebody that is.
Yep.
Yeah, when we were employed, there were other people that could do that kind of thing. So I think, and just very naturally, we just found our own little roles, things that we were good at, things that other people were good at, and it just divvied up really naturally.
No, that's amazing. So you didn't really feel the pressure ever to go in like, oh, I need to learn this now and I need to kind of catch up with everyone else. You just kind of felt like, right, this is not my strength. I'm going to focus maybe, I don't know, is it the creative side, maybe the client side? You probably are more graphic, more like the fabric background for you is a bit more closer to heart.
Yeah, exactly that. I think so. I mean, there were times where we say in between projects when you've got a bit of a quiet few weeks, it'd be like, right, I really need to go and learn how to do SketchUp, or I really need to go and learn how to do InDesign, whatever program it was. But then the next job would come in and there was never any time. That's kind of what I mean about it being organic. It was like there was never any time to just focus on your skill set. It was just developed, didn't
Yeah. There was and people just had different roles, didn't they? And they all just came together really well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So yeah, it's really like a match made in heaven for you two.
I would agree.
I feel like that was a scene from First Dates Hotel. Would you like to go on a second date?
Holding a hand, like, I love her. We're going to see each other again, aren't we?
I will roll a little Insta video at the end of this 2 years later.
Us too.
Oh, amazing. So yeah, you kind of found each other, decided to, how did the decision come about to start a company together? Because it is quite a big leap, isn't it? You've been obviously working for someone for quite a while, like that is the safety, but something inside you is telling, you know what, we can do this on our own. How did that come about?
Well, it was a situation, I think, that came about with the people that we were working for. They wanted to change their business in a direction that was a bit different. They'd kind of had enough of student accommodation. They'd had a bit of a rocky year, well, a couple of years, haven't they, where, you know, things weren't going as they would have hoped, which get those feelings of thinking, well, actually, do I want to go in that same direction as they're sort of thinking of going in? Or is this a time now where it's all a little bit uncertain? Shall we do what we know we can do and what we're good at? So in a way, it was a situation that we were kind of like pushed into, not pushed, but we found ourselves in. So it was easier to make those decisions, definitely.
And we knew that's what we wanted to do as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, we were kind of pushed into it, but at the same time, it was quite organic because we knew we wanted to work together. We like got on really well. Like, how many companies are going to employ us both? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen. So we're either going to have to make.
We come as a package deal.
Literally arm in arm. That's not going to be an option. Like, me and Jess being together is not going to happen. So it was like we do want to work together. We know we can do it. We believe in ourselves. So this is what we have to do, and you know. Yeah, exactly that. And I think our working relationship had developed the last year that we were employed, where we weren't in the situation we were before. So the last year we really cemented just how we get on and how we work together. We were working much more closely together than we had done previously, and that was amazing. It was just great, wasn't it? Because we realised at that point, well, we get on so well, we have so much fun. Imagine if it was every day we were doing work but for ourselves, and we still had, you know, a great time, and all those kinds of things came into conversation, didn't they? And also, like Jess said, like, it was quite a tough last year, so our skills developed a lot. I think if it was a year before, maybe it would have been not as easy to be like, do you know what, we can start, but we're very confident in what we can do. And that's a big thing, do you know what I mean? Like, and there's things, don't get me wrong, that we're learning every day. But who isn't, do you know what I mean? So we believe in ourselves. And exactly that. You know, sometimes in really stressful environments and situations that you find yourselves in, your personal growth and your confidence grows a lot. So you get a lot out of those, you know, what some people might think is a negative situation. We learned so much. So turn every negative into a positive. That's it.
That's the winning mindset. That is honestly, and that's girls, honestly, that's why you are where you are. Because like you said, most people will kind of just drift around and, you know, live a day by day and kind of do their job, go home. But you know that there's more, and you know that you trust yourselves that you can do more, and that's the key to it. That's where you are now. Amazing. So how long have you been then kind of officially a company?
So,
well, it's really recent that we've officially become a company. Like I said, during this lockdown period, we've just been concentrating on trying to get everything in place. So we know, you know, what we're doing, and we know how to set it up. We've done all our research and everything like that. So yeah, it's really recent.
So it's really just a startup, as fresh startup as it can be, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
it's because it's amazing to see you at this point and how much energy you've got and how much drive. And that's going to be encouraging to a lot of viewers as well. Because you can honestly, usually you hear about companies, oh, we've been doing this for like 2 years or 10 years, and it's been great and all that. But now to actually see someone at the very beginning and how like energetic you are and passionate about what you can do, brilliant.
We're excited, aren't we? Like, we're so excited. Like, this is like to us living a dream. Like, we get to do what we love every day, and we get to work with our best friend. Like, what more could we possibly ask for?
It is the dream.
Definitely. It is, definitely. Yeah. So
I can't wait to see the projects that will come out of you two, or however your team grows. Is going to be amazing.
We're looking forward to it too, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Okay, so to wrap up, I usually ask people, what kind of advice would you give, or any nuggets or any encouragement would you give someone who's either thinking about starting their own business, thinking about going to design school, or, you know, even just like aspiring to be an interior designer one day? What's the sort of little takeaway that you could give to someone?
I know it's like really extreme, but you only live once. And everything that's going on in the world at the moment, like that, it couldn't be any truer advice. You know what I mean? You can't be scared to do things. Like, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Like, go do something else. You know what I mean? Like, just believe in yourself and just put your head down and work hard, really, because that's it. Yeah. I'd say that.
Yeah, and what's the best that can happen? You know, what's the best that can happen, not what's the worst that can happen. That's how we try to look at things.
Exactly. Oh, I love that. What's the best that can happen? Boom.
I read it somewhere. It's not my saying.
It is. It's our saying. It's our logo.
But it resonated with me, because I think, that's such a great way to, you know, even for us, there's days where you go, oh gosh, I don't know how to do this. This is a bit overwhelming. I feel like I've never done this before. It's all totally new. So we always just say we just need to break it down, and then just what's the best that can happen. You know, maybe tomorrow or the day after we'll have it sorted, and imagine how we'll feel then. Yeah, you know, amazing. So,
like I said before, always turning like a negative into a positive. Just try and put a positive spin on everything, because it's not that bad. What's happening really? Like, it won't be that bad. It's just bad for you, and maybe like speak to someone, discuss it with someone, and I think that's why we don't get that head up either, because we've got each other to discuss it with, and we're that close. Even we're best friends, we might have like not issues with each other, we haven't, but we can speak to each other, can't we? It's like, it's not a relationship where it's like, oh god, Jess is annoying me, I'm not going to say anything. Like, if Jess is annoying me, or vice versa, we feel comfortable enough to speak to each other about it, don't we, and get through it. So open and honest.
Now, I love that positive energy that's driving you, and what's the best that can happen. I'm definitely taking that away with me, because I've always thought, well, what's the worst that can happen? And that for me was like a positive spin on it. Like, how can that be? But it was, So what's the worst that can happen? And you kind of think about it. But when you put what's the best that can happen as your driving force, that's just a completely different ball game.
Take on it, total different take on it. You just feel more positive already. Yeah. Positive connotations.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. Mind blown.
Mind blown. I knew this day is going to be great.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Amazing.
Well, I'm going to leave all your fresh new website in the links below. I'm going to leave your
Thank
Instagram.
you.
Any other links that you want is going to be there in the description box. And yeah, thank you so much for jumping on this call. Amazing. Sharing.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, well, you go and smash today with your positivity and whatever you got planned. And I'm going to be keeping a close eye on your projects because I know there's going to be some fire coming through. Sure.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. See you soon.
Bye. Bye.